Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I would like to show you how I knit and purl, and I've done a few videos where I show you that I knit through the back loop and I purl differently. So some people call it continental, Eastern European, Russian speed knitting. I don't know what I should call it, but I had requests and I want to show you how I do my knits and purls and the way I hold my yarn and everything. So here is the video. Hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I do when I start a project is I choose my needles and my yarn, and for the sake of your eyes for this video, I'm going to continue using this leftover beautiful yarn that I had for my from my We Are Knitters cardigan, and this chunky needles to show you how I do a cast on and how I do my knits and purls speedy way. And usually I hold the yarn like this. This is the tail, this is the working yarn. I hold it like this. I go through with my finger, twist and pull through the tail, and that's my slip knot. Some people do a different way. This is the way I do it. Maybe I should take this off so you can see. Yeah, that's better. You can see better, don't you? Yeah, here we go. All right, let's try again. So hold the tail on your right, the working yarn on your left, go through, twist, reach through your thumb and pick up the tail, and then you pull on the tail to adjust your slip knot. Let's try again. Hold your yarn like this. With your finger you twist, put your thumb through and pick up the tail, and then pull on it like this. And then you take your needle. I have my bamboo needles here, and just pull on the tail like this, and that would be your first stitch. Yeah, and I usually wrap the yarn like this. So I put the yarn in between my fingers like that, and then I just wrap it around my finger like that, and we're going to start a cast on. So I'm going to put my thumb through, and then my needle underneath. Through it I pick up the yarn and pull it through the back, the same way I've gone in, and then I pull on the tail. So let's go through it again. So I put the thumb underneath, bring it to the left. With my right needle I go under, through, grab the working yarn and pull it back through the same, and that's another stitch. So in, grab the yarn, pull it back through, pull, in, grab the yarn, pull it back, pull through. Okay, so let's knit a few more stitches. Let's cast on a few more stitches, so then when we start working, you see. So this cast on usually makes us start our work on the wrong side. As you can see, the purl bumps are here. So depending on what project you're doing, you would want to, if you just want to create stockinette, you would start with purling all stitches. If you want to do garter stitch, you would start with knitting all stitches. But in this video I'm showing you how I do my knits and purls. So we're just going to purl all these stitches the way I usually purl. So I wrap the yarn around my finger like this. I bring the yarn forward because we always have the yarn forward when we purl. I pick up my right needle. I put my needle through the first stitch because we're going to purl, and I wrap the yarn like that and pull it through, pull it off the needle. Yarn in, and then the yarn stays in the front, so I'm going to go into my stitch to purl, and then I wrap the yarn and pull through. Again, in, I wrap, or I don't wrap the yarn, I kind of like bring the needle through to pick up the yarn and pull it off. So I'm doing all the work with my right needle. So in, swirl it, pull the working yarn through. In, pull the yarn through. So that's how I usually purl, and is the fastest way to purl in my opinion. And I guess if you're an English knitter and you're used to the flicking motion, or you know, you're used to the way you're knitting, then you would say that is fastest. But I think this is really, really fast, because I'll show you. Some other continental knitters, they will do the purl like this. So pull your needle through, and then you don't go like that. Yeah, you wrap the yarn around, and then with this finger you hold the yarn so you can pull it through like that. Let's do it again. So in, wrap the yarn, with your middle finger hold it to pull it through. So as you can see, you have to do a few more steps. So I guess the fastest way to knit is when you have the least amount of steps in order to do a purl stitch. And I'll show you the English purl. Well, I'll attempt to. So when you're an English knitter, you always hold your yarn with your right. So you would go in and then wrap the yarn like so and pull it through. So as you can see, you have to go in, that's one step, drop your needle, come with your yarn, third step, and then pull it through, 4. So in, leave your drop your yarn, drop your needle, wrap your yarn around and pull through. In, drop your needle, wrap the yarn around and pull it through. So how many steps was that? When with my way of purling, you just quickly purl. So now when you're on the right side, you will see that the purls we've done English style, I would have to purl through to knit through the front. So as you can see, my knit stitch is untwisted, or depending on how you're looking at it. I would call it twisted, but you would call it untwisted. I don't know. So we're just gonna have to knit it through the front. So just normal knitting through the front. So you go through the front of the stitch, grab your yarn and pull through. If you were English knitter, you would go like this. Through the front, drop your needle, wrap the yarn, pull through. Front, drop the yarn, drop the needle, wrap your yarn, pull through. If you're continental, you hold the yarn on the left and you keep tension and you just knit it like that. See how quick that is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking down on English knitting. I quite like, you know, the way it looks. I think it looks so sophisticated, but for me it's not fast. So what I'm looking is to fast knit. Now I got to the purls I've done my way, and as you can see, the knit stitch, let me see if I can bring it close, is untwisted. Can you see? So I will knit it through the back loop, because if it was twisted, it would be like this. So this is the front loop. and I would knit it like that. But because it's untwisted, I would just go through the back and knit it through the back loop. Knit it through the back loop. Knit through the back. Knit through the back. And you can't really see much of my project yet, but it pretty much looks identical. But obviously, if you're going to purl speedy way, then just do all your purl speedy way. So let me show you again. Bring yarn in the front, and I'm going to go in the stitch, in the first stitch, as if to purl, and I wrap the yarn and pull off. Go in the stitch, wrap the yarn, pull off. So as you can see, that this is all I have to do stepwise. So in, twist the needle, pull through. In, twist the needle, pull through. I don't let go of the needles. I just quickly go like this. And I have to say, can you see how fast it goes? And you could watch TV, no problem with it. Then when you get to the front, see the stitch is untwisted, so I just knit it through the back loop. Knit through the back. Knit through the back. Knit through the back. Can you see? Is untwisted, so knit through the back. And I've filmed the video, and it should be up before this one, on fisherman rib. Fisherman rib worked the way I work it, with my purling and my knitting through the back loop, and it's a lot more simpler to work than English style, because it's a lot easier to see the row before, where you could go and knit I'm sorry, where you can knit in the stitch below. I think this yarn is too fluffy. My throat is ticklish. Maybe I've inhaled some of this fluff. I'll just show you what I meant by the fisherman rib. So yeah, this is the stockinette that I do with my purling and knit through the back loop. So let me just knit a couple of stitches here. And as you can see, if you need to knit in the bottom, in the one below, then it's so easy because it's untwisted. It's so easy to knit in the one below. You just put it through. You don't need to stretch it out. It's already there. You see it and you go for it. That's all. Just knit one below, knit one below. So it's very easy. But yeah, let me know if you need any more help with the way I knit, and if it's explicit enough. And if you give it a try, let me know. And yeah, pop comments down below if I can help you with anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.